Are you looking for new music from 2022 that you want to listen to help you get a good feel for music that's coming out within the year? Check out my playlist down in the description below. 2022 is on fire, where I feature my personal favorite tracks from the albums I've listened to throughout the year, whether I've reviewed it already, only written a review, or just listened to it casually. Check it out when you have the time. I'd really appreciate the support, and you might even find a band or an artist that you didn't know previously that might be a new favorite. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Sometimes you need smaller, mediated doses to enjoy a band rather than a full out-length album. Welcome to Everyone Who Does Music. Quick note before we get things started off, you're going to see me staring at my computer screen a lot because I'm using a different angle, different way of recording this just to get the video out, because while I did take my time writing the review, I got a big backlog that needs done, and this is the easiest way to get it done. So apologies for not staring at you directly like a demon. Back into the actual review here today though, we are looking at the fourth EP from the band the Amity Affliction called Somewhere Beyond the Blue. I've loosely followed the band over the years, although I've never been too high on them. I enjoyed singular tracks like the heavy hitter Pittsburgh and more recent selections like Soak Me and Bleach, but at the same time I've yet to find a full album from the band that I can look at as more than just, oh, it's okay. I will say, however, that the most recent album has probably the most positive vibe in terms of outings I've had with them, and it kept my attention enough to warrant enough hype to want to revisit them on their next release. Lo and behold, the year is coming up to an end. Or at least it was at the time of writing this review, because I wrote this review back in December, and there's a new 3-song EP to check out from them, and of course, review. The good thing about EP reviews is that with a shorter track list, I have the chances to talk at length about each track present, as I have in the past with Lorna Shore and other bands. So, with that said, let's get into it. The first track, Like Love, is a direct dedication to a friend of the band, D's Nuts member Sean Kennedy. From the lyrical content and allusions made throughout the song, while the official death, as far as I'm aware, seems to be unconfirmed, the cause of death seems to be linked to either a drug overdose or blatant suicide, given the lyricism at play here. This guess comes from lines such as "Another star fell out of the sky the night you took your own life," which is an absolutely heartbreaking line to hear, with personal connection coinciding with Joel Birch's always strong vocal delivery. While I said I wasn't a big fan of Amity, as a lot of people are, the vocals from Joel usually land with pinpoint accuracy on the emotions he's trying to convey, and from that line to the breakdown's bridge referencing heaven and touching heaven in the midst of hell, there's a lot of weight to the song, just in story alone. I think the choice to include more symphonic elements, especially in the closing moments, really nails the point home and tugs the listener's heartstrings in an honest way, without going too far into overly sad things just for the pure sake of it. It's a real song, it's a real story, and it's done in a critically great way. With every release that Amity Affliction puts out, there's one song that feels both obligatory and expected, sometimes for better, but in my experience, mainly for worse effect. The second song, Death Is All Around, at first feels like a very cut and dry, copy and paste song from the Queensland outfit, but it's when the breakdown hits that we get a break from the always present water reference anthem piece present in every release they put out. These guys are one of the rare occasions in metalcore where I feel like they excel in their instrumental work, as opposed to a lot of bands I listen to often being able to throw equal weight behind either the vocals or the instruments. Amity Affliction is a band that I look to the instruments more so because they are most impressive in terms of the general band. This song is no exception with that, with Dan Brown putting in extra work on the song to keep the momentum in all gears turning and interesting enough to distract from the very run-of-the-mill lyrics we're being fed in this. I found myself wanting to skip over the majority of the song, heading straight for the 1 minute 43 second mark of this runtime, just to enjoy that wonderfully melodic section time and time again, as well as the bridge that comes jam-packed with the best breakdown present here on the EP. Finally, we reach the closing track, Give Up the Ghost. This is where the band thrives in their own element rather than the more lackluster songs with similar subjects. At the end of the day, praising a sad song for its, well, sadness feels wrong in a way, but there's reason to applaud Joel Birch for this more than usual. The blatant honesty is on pure display here. We've heard verses and choruses come similar to this before, but coming at the end of a 50-50 EP and coming off the heels of 2 overall miffy albums, despite my personal enjoyment of them, this comes off as genuinely fresh. There's plenty of inherent power in the vocal delivery, especially with the pre-breakdown call out of "I gave up the ghost." This slower, bled out breakdown serves the album's pacing and the songs as well in great fashion. It's not perfection, but it's more than enough to rein in any fans of the band who didn't feel too intrigued by Everybody Loves You and Misery. In fact, I'd argue that there's enough substance in these 3 songs settings to bring in some new fans as well. It's more than just a return to perfect Amity form, it's them realizing, hey, we gotta get our shit together, and they got their shit together perfectly. For these reasons, Somewhere Beyond the Blue by the Amity Affliction gets an EP score of 3.9 out of 5 and an album score of 7.8 out of 10. And that's a review. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Are you tired of me looking at my computer screen for the entire video? Don't worry, I think there's only 12 videos of me doing it in this shirt, so just color code me by shirts. That's how you can usually tell I do recording sessions, because I'm a mess. Regardless, I hope you're having a good day. Hope you're staying hydrated. I hope to see you next time. See ya.